Hi everyone, it's Dolphin Treasure here, coming to you from Evansville, Indiana, and welcome to this week's little video. So for my midweek video, I was actually trying to decide exactly what I wanted to do with you guys here, and I thought it would actually be kind of fun maybe to go over some of my older paintings I created between the years 2005 and 2009, which is when I attended college. All that time and going back all those years, wow, I can't believe it's been 10 years for some of them anyway. Coming 2019, some of these paintings would already be 10 years old. Wow. But I am so proud of myself because I have come so far within that 10 years that I think it'd actually be pretty neat to show you guys what I used to do and then compared to what you guys see that I do now. When I see this and I see some of the stuff that I created back when I first went to college and when I was first learning how to really and truly create and paint, learning all the techniques and everything, you know, I don't know how to describe the feeling other than it's amazing and it makes me feel really good because I can actually see the progression in my artwork. Oh man, this is gonna be so embarrassing. I'm cringing already. Oh gosh. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. This first painting, I can't remember what I titled it, but it's actually a portrait of one of my really close friends. We've been friends for about 15 years now, and I actually remember taking this photo of my friend. We were sitting in his kitchen, and I thought it would actually be a really cool idea to paint something, to paint fruit and to paint a person. And I can't remember if this is my first attempt at painting a person. I think this was probably my second or third attempt, I think. The skin tones are terrible. The proportion, of course, is completely off, and the nose is really small. There's no variation in the skin tones. It just looks like a flat, you know, it's just a flat skin tone all around. There's no core value. There's no highlights. There's no reflective light, nothing like that. The only thing that's reflecting in this photo is his arm on the table. It's just like a 2D flat surface. It's like a cartoon almost. I tried to give him an Adam's apple, but it's really low on the throat. It's like all the way down here, like on top of his clavicle. And you can see where I try to incorporate facial hair. The best thing about this is the fruit. That is the best thing about this painting. That is the one thing that I'm really proud of. That and the texture of the wood on the table. Everything else can just like if I could crop it from, you know, if I could crop it from the fruit up, it would be a great painting, I think. Oh my lord, this is so embarrassing. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This painting was based off of a photograph that I took when we were in Destin, Florida. And I just thought the composition was really, really good. The composition comes down from the clouds and then around him. He is the main focus of this painting. Of course, the depth and the shadows and the way I handled the ripples in the water leave a lot to be desired, obviously. The ripples in the water, it just looks like I just smeared paint on top of it, like I didn't even bother to render it any more than that. Overall, I think this one's still pretty good. It still kind of holds merit. I do enjoy looking at it. Like, it's a very beautiful picture to look at. And I really like how I textured the clouds. There's actually little puff textures in the clouds, which makes them look realistic. So I'm actually really happy with that one, actually. I'm not embarrassed about that one. God, this one is so blurry. I was horrible at taking photographs of my paintings when I was in college for the first couple years. When I wanted to become an artist, or one of my goals was to actually do something different or do something that someone has not seen before. I actually painted this on the back of a canvas. I thought, well, how cool would that be if I painted a character that was stuck behind it? And that's basically what this is based off of. So it's a 2D, kind of a Edward Munch character-esque. That's the kind of character that I was going for because I wanted to be a little different when it came to character design, and I didn't really want to focus on realism. I wanted to be more Picasso-like, if you will. Kind of. It didn't really turn out that way, but I mean, I really liked that style when I was younger. I made it seem like he was stuck behind a glass pane or some sort of glass structure and he was trying to break his way out. I thought it was different. I thought it was unique at the time. I thought it was cool, but it's not. It's really ugly. It's hideous. The colors are terrible. I absolutely hate it. Oh, I actually really like this one. This was actually a very large painting. I want to say it's about this wide, maybe, and about yay tall. I actually took my sweet time with this painting. I did my research. I found a lot of photographs that I wanted to blend together to create this beautiful piece. The only thing I got frustrated with was the couch because that is unfinished. I thought that if I continued with that pattern or if I continue with that design on the couch, it was gonna be way too busy for the eyes. The composition's great. I really love how the rug turned out. You know, you can tell that I wanted to take my time with this and actually put texture and pattern into it. I absolutely love the way that I painted the violins just sitting there on the couch. I was actually really proud of this one because it was a big project and it took me a while to do, and I was actually, you know, taking my time placing those individual colors everywhere. It actually turned out pretty. I like it. This one I think I made in 2006, and it was actually included in my senior art show just because it was different than what I traditionally painted. I was more interested in painting portraits and people. I wanted to go for surrealism. I used the same color but different brush strokes to create the composition. I don't know what I was trying to do with this one. I think I was trying to morph Dolly in with Christian Riesleisen. I'm actually very proud of this one because it was the first painting I have ever sold, and I sold it to one of my professors. My friends, we were just having lunch, and he sat down next to me and he said, "Erin, that painting, how much is it? Name your price." Bless his heart, he was such a sweet, kind man. He has since passed away. He was about 77 years old when he bought this painting from me. I'm actually really like this because it's so simple and he was so enthralled with it, and that's exactly the impact that I wanted it to have with my audience, and I was just so proud of that. I really like this one. I have nothing bad to say about it. Nothing. This one is, believe it or not, a self-portrait, or at least an attempt at a self-portrait. Even my own professor did not recognize who this was. It just came out so bad that she didn't recognize it. Well, crap, I failed. It's actually my first self-portrait that I've ever done. At the time, I was an absolute tomboy. I had hair shorter, even shorter than this, believe it or not. I always wore a hat, I wore black clothes, I wore a trench coat, that kind of thing, you know, because I was really into the goth scene. I was really into the Matrix and that kind of stuff. Ears are pretty good size, the eye is really huge, there's no depth. You know, I tried to give myself some blush on my cheek. I tried and attempted to give myself a shadow underneath my neck. My lips are too small, they're like too close together. My nose is too long. I don't know why I added birds in there. I have no idea. I think I did it just to like kind of keep the composition going, I think. All right, I'm done. I'm done looking at that atrocity. Let's move on. This one is actually very dear and close to me. I painted this one in 2007, and I dedicated it to the passing of my grandfather. He passed away on February 14th, 2007, so it's been about 10 years since he's been gone. And I painted the doves in the sky of different colors, and they're supposed to represent his children, himself, his wife, and his children. And then there's an eighth one right below the two doves in the center, and that's his soul flying into heaven. I wanted to paint this in his memory. This painting I actually gave to my grandmother. I remember when my mom called me and told me when he passed away. It was really sad. I cried. It's because I got to see him in the hospital before he passed away of cancer. And it was really tough seeing him in the hospital bed. It was really hard. And I wasn't there when he passed. I was at college. And it was a very, very emotional moment. Very emotional. I do miss him. Miss him a lot. He was such a sweetheart. Such a sweet and kind man. Oh, anyway, I'll move on. Last but not least, what I want to show you here is a painting that I am always going to be proud of no matter what, because it was in a museum. It was actually featured in the Peoria Lakeview Museum in Peoria, Illinois. I was 18 years old. Our entire class was actually encouraged to enter this art competition or to enter this art show, and it had to be related to Picasso. All of our paintings were accepted, which was really, really cool. I was so super enthralled and ecstatic about that, because that was actually one of my life's dreams, was to put one of my paintings into a museum. I was so super proud of myself, and I was so super proud of everybody that was involved. It was such a wonderful feeling, and I met some beautiful artists while I was there. I met Harold Boyd, I met Michael Dumina. They're more like local artists from Illinois. It was up for about 4 months, I think, at the Lakeview Museum, which was really cool. And then once that show was actually taken down, this painting in particular was actually recognized in my home city of Bolingbrook. And I actually got to meet the mayor, and he congratulated me, got a picture with him, and it stayed in the mayor's office for another month on display, which was really, really cool. So I'm actually very, very proud of this painting. I will never not be proud of this painting. It helped make one of my dreams come true. So there you have it, guys. There are some of my older paintings there for you. It's really neat going back and seeing my older stuff, and it's really, really important to take a step back every once in a while and see that progression that you've made for yourself, so you know exactly where you've been and appreciate where you are now. When I recently joined Instagram and Tumblr and DeviantArt, there are so many beautiful, talented people out there. It's amazing to watch the progress. It's wonderful to see what they've created and what they can create because of what they created. You can also use it as a tool. You can also use it to help yourself see the good that came out of something that you thought was bad. That's one of the reasons why I keep my older stuff around, is because I want to see what was bad turn into something good. It really helps me get out of my funks sometimes when I think, oh, I'm a bad artist, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. You know, I just take a step back, look at where I've been, and realize how far I've come. It's such a good, positive feeling, and I hope you guys can do that for yourselves too. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to do awesome, be awesome, and stay awesome. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!